What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. So this is Sunday, the day after the dungeon. So I was doing some arm wrestling before. So if you've watched the last videos, I'm putting this theory to the test. Overloading the ligaments and the tendons, causing them to get gains. Now, I think I'm going to drop the weight on the bench. You know, usually I've been working with, the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been working with 225. But I have been getting a lot of table time in. The last 2 weeks, I think I got, I want to say 6. If it's not 6, it's 5 practices. But I can definitely feel that, you know, usually I get 2 in. I can definitely feel that third day is a little bit extra fatigue. Now, when I say fatigue, what it's causing is it's causing my arms to work independently. You know, I'm favoring my right side. You know, I'm favoring my right side, my pec and my tricep. On my left side, I'm favoring that shoulder blade. I'm able to decompress it a little better, retract it a little better. So what I'm doing at the bottoms, I'm doing little pauses. I'm taking that time at the bottom and that pause to make sure my shoulder blades are as even as they can. Everything is in a good position. Now I think this is my last set, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right there. That's what I'm talking about. Once right finishes first, and then the left is lagging along. But that's all right, you know. I think that's just from pulling Mr. Arm Wrestling Forums.com at the dungeon. You know, he's feeling pretty strong. Plus, he hasn't shown up in like 3 months, so he's all healed up and he feels like cement. You know, he feels very strong. So it's gonna be good. I hope he comes back more than every 3 months, because the dungeon misses him. And I'm tired of answering everyone's questions like people expect I'm supposed to know where he is. You know, I don't know where he is. He's probably doing armwrestlingforumstuff.com. All right, back to the workout. Now, the first set was body weight. I wanted to get more reps. I wanted to get bigger range of motion. And my biceps were a little tender. So I put a band on. I'm standing on a band right now. It's probably taking off 40 pounds, you know, give or take. The way I have it set up is if I need more, all I have to do is push into it with my feet. If I need less, all I have to do is back off. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep these reps steady. I'm trying to get full range of motion as high up and as high down as I can. At the bottom, I'm really extending those triceps, really opening up the bicep tendons. Now, same theory with the dips. I didn't even try body weight with the dips because my right pec and my right shoulder were a little tight. Now, as you can see at that first rep, I was expecting that band to help me out a little bit more. But it's not really helping me, you know, even though it's stretched, it's probably added maybe 10, 15 pounds, maybe a little more at the bottom. But as soon as you start extending, that band is pretty much gone. But the biggest thing this band is helping me with this setup is you can see this shake. It's usually I shake a lot more. I have a hard time stabilizing my body in dips. And this is allowing me to stabilize a little bit better. You know, it's giving me like another, you know, instead of just my hands being the base of support, now this band is going to be an extra base of support. So what I'm doing here is, without this band, I don't really feel comfortable getting into that giant range of motion. And coming out of it, if I go into it, usually it's just I focus on a negative and then stand up out of it. But with this band, I was able to stabilize myself, and I was able to focus on my shoulder a little more, making sure that thing's not rolling forward. I think right there I think I used my foot a little bit to help me get up, because I think I wanted to focus on the eccentric. But now let's talk about Winterblast. Winterblast is going to be good. I think a good amount of Connecticut is going down there. You know, Tim's coming up from Tennessee. He said he's going to be reffing, so that'll be good. But also, what I'm looking forward to the most is I'm pretty sure they will, you know, because why would they fly all the way over there and not, you know, they're going to have a super match with each other, but why would they not enter the tournament? Derek Smith and Austin Jaggers are going to be having a super match, right and left hand, down at Winterblast. Now, it was a few months ago, two different people came to me and asked me if I wanted a match with Derek Smith or Austin Jaggers, a super match. And I said, sure, that sounds like fun. Now, nothing was set in stone. They were just potential offers. But they decided to pull each other instead of me, which, that's all right. I feel like we're going to meet in the tournament. And I'm excited. You know, Derek's a tall guy. I haven't really faced anybody too much taller than me. Maybe the tallest guy is 6'5". I want to say Derek is 3 or 4 inches taller than that, if I'm not mistaken. And Austin Jaggers is another guy I'd like to pull, especially since he just Tim got some payback for him for Corey from when he pulled Corey. But I think we need some more payback, you know, because I was very confused watching that match with him and Corey. I really thought Corey was going to go 3-0. If I remember correctly, Corey won the first 2 and then lost the last 3. So, need some more payback for that match. And it sounds like it's going to be a fun time. I'm not sure on the rules. I got to figure out what the rules are for Winterblast. I hope they're not WAL, but if they are, it's not the end of the world. Ideally, I would like to have, WAF with running fouls. And if you're going to do running fouls, I think you need 3 fouls. Otherwise, you know, you can lose a match like that, you know. One time, I was at a tournament. I was winning. I had full hand control. I don't know exactly what happened. Oh, you know what was happening? The guy was intentionally trying to slip. He wasn't even trying to go for the pin. And he was just pulling back, just intentionally trying to slip. I had his fingers, and I think I popped twice. You know, like the smallest fouls you ever seen. Pop. And just like that, the match was over. You know, I lost 2 fouls in less than a second, and the match is over. You know, that's why I feel like if you're going to do running fouls, you need 3 fouls. Otherwise, you're going to be in you're going to have a similar problem of the matches stopping, like the super strict arm wrestling. In terms of the fans watching, you know, the people that don't understand arm wrestling, the people that they want to see the exciting, you know, the screamer matches, you know, they're not the purist. But now back to the workout. As you can see, I was doing rows, and now also those twists with the straight arm and the twist. I'm pronating and supinating, and also clamping as hard as I can with my fingertips. Now after those sets, I dropped down and just did some reps. Doing different things in my grips. Some reps I'm over pronating. Some I'm saying neutral. It was a good pump. Oh, another thing I forgot is speaking of payback, I can't believe I forgot, but Derek beat Tim. I can't believe I forgot about that. I feel like somehow I must tricked myself to forget it, But, I mean, this is just my opinion. Tim underestimated Derek, and Tim was not Tim. He wasn't. At least that practice. The weeks before his match, I was beating Tim in practice in areas that I didn't think I should be beating Tim. In his strong moves. I think he had a lot of things going on. Work and stuff like that. But he wasn't trained up compared to now, maybe not his match with Austin. It's hard to say. I don't think Tim was hitting the weights like he was when he faced Matt. When he faced Matt, he was. I think he was hitting the weights real hard. So all that being said, Derek's got some payback too, so that would be fun. That would be a fun time. But what do you guys think if Austin, Derek, and I meet up in the tournament? What do you guys think? Who do you think will end up on top? Now, right and left hand. Who do you think will end up on top? But now, let's get back to the workout. So I call these rolling triceps. So what you do, the first thing you do is you do dumbbells, barb, whatever you want. First thing you do is you bend your arms to 90 degrees. Once your arms are bent at 90 degrees, you start bringing the weight back. So bend to 90, then you start bringing back. Elbows stay at 90, but you're going to stretch the lats, you're going to stretch the triceps, and then on the way up, it's one motion. So on the way down, it's two motions. On the way up, those two motions are combined. Bend at the elbow, bring it down, and then on the way up, you pull your elbows forward, keep them at 90, and then extend through it. So if I remember correctly, I did 3 sets of, I want to say 1 minute. If I remember correctly, maybe 2 minutes. I take that back. It was 2 minutes. And these were 1 minute. Now I did do some lighter curls where I was going, to the side. I didn't film them. I can't remember if this was 50 or 60. I can't remember, but it feels good. I got the thumbs up, letting know it feels good. Now, I really like isometrics for training tendons, because you get such a good contraction. Plus, you get more time under tension. Another thing that happens is when you're doing an isometric or a static, the muscle continually contracts harder and harder and harder as time goes by. because it thinks it needs to contract harder because it's not moving. So what that does is over time, your fibers of the muscles and the tendons are able to contract harder. They're able to work more efficiently. All the fibers, more fibers are working together. But here I am stalling a little bit. Just I think I had a good song, you know what I mean? So was enjoying it. Now I'm surprised how good these felt. I thought I was gonna have to back off on these. I thought my biceps were going to be extremely tender after how they felt with pull-ups and dips. But these felt, they were hard and they were painful until you relax. So you relaxed. It was probably about maybe a half a second of, now when I say pain, it's not ripping off the bone pain. It's the contraction is so hard that it's extremely hard contraction, So that's what I mean by pain. So when you let go, it's probably there for half a second and then it's gone. And if you're doing this correctly, you should feel better. The tendon should feel better when you're done, because you should have blood in the tendon. And so if you're doing it wrong, if you're doing this and you let go and you have tendon pain that lingers for more than 10 seconds, anything more than a couple seconds, something's wrong. It should feel good after a half a second or a second goes by. Now I think I might have had these videos in reverse, because I think this is a 50 and I think the other one was a 60. I can't remember correctly. That's why I have got my magic special book that I write all my stuff down. It's got all the secrets in. There it is. There's that nice hard contraction in the bicep, causing that tendon to contract real hard. So you can see the pain, and then it's gone. It's gone now. I'm wondering, what was I worried? What was I complaining about? It wasn't so bad. It doesn't even hurt anymore. Now, one thing I noticed is my elbows. That's what I was feeling. My elbows are a little bit different in the insertion point. I'm trying to figure it out. I thought most of it was, because I'm right-handed, so it tends to be a little bit bigger. But I have a new theory that I think my biceps are the same size on my right and left, but I think my brachialis is much bigger on my right. So that's that muscle that is underneath the bicep that does pure elbow flexion. It inserts into the ulna and originates from the humerus. That's underneath the bicep. So if that muscle is big, it's going to make your bicep look much bigger. And I think that is why my right arm is bigger, because I think the brachialis is bigger on the right. Another thing I noticed is I think I am rolling out to the side a little bit more on my right, so that would put more stress on the ulna instead of the radius. versus on my left. I think I have to. I think it's more on the radius. I mean, the ulna step definitely stressing, but I feel it more on the radius side. So another thing I like to do. Okay, so this is the 50. So the other one must have been 60, or it could have been 50. I could have been. I'll have to check the book. But if you noticed, I rolled the dumbbell. I closed my hand and I rolled the dumbbell up. So what that does is it only moves about maybe half an inch, if that. But it rolls up into your hand. So this dumbbell, the handle is actually on my knuckles. So it's at the top of my palm. So that's making my lever arm longer. So that is making it harder on the bicep tendon. So that's good. Another thing I wanted to say is if anybody is in the Connecticut area and interested in arm wrestling, interested in powerlifting, interested in training, let me know, because there's lots of spots. You know, there's the Labyrinth, there's the Dungeon, you know, there's Valhalla. There's lots of spots out there in Connecticut where you can arm wrestle. If you're looking for good clubs, people that aren't gonna break any newbies, then hit me up in the comments, and I'll give you a way to private message, either for Instagram or Facebook or something, and I'll hook you up. You know, I'll give you the information and we'll get you down there. Now, another thing too that is, it's not. I think it's kind of funny. You know, I used to always hate wearing gloves. You know, not even just lifting gloves, but just gloves in general. I hate the feeling of, gloves. You know, I hate the feeling of not being able to feel my fingers. You know, when you just say you're touching stuff, but in the Labyrinth, you kind of need gloves. You know, I'm using gloves for everything because you tend to get stuck. You know, if you sweat, things are a little cold in here, you get stuck to the metal. You know, so I got gloves on so I don't get stuck to the dumbbell, and I also have a glove on the hand peg because I don't want to get frozen to the hand peg. You know. Oh, another thing too is if you come to the Labyrinth in the wintertime, I really don't want to hear about how cold your toes are. I mean, I sympathize, if I'm using that word correctly. I sympathize that your toes are cold, but I don't want to hear it. Keep that to yourself, because it makes me want to chop off your toes. That's a joke. That's a joke, everybody. Don't call the cops. Now, this was my last exercise. I wanted to go to 27 or 28 pounds, but I decided to keep it at 25, and instead of increasing the weight, I brought the strap up higher on my thumb. So instead of it being at that bottom joint of the thumb, it is just on top of it. So that makes a lot more tension, a lot more stress on the thumb. You know, especially like that thumb pad. You know, it's just a lot. It's very uncomfortable. As you can see, I'm enjoying myself right now. I'm very happy I decided to do this. Thanks, Nick. That's what I'm saying. Now I'm picturing myself on a beach. I'm in Aruba right now. I'm sipping a margarita or something like that. But hey guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep training hard, and I'll see you around.